Welcome, I'm MC Toon. This is a review of some of Austin Witsit's citations. And he has many citations, and this is going to be an actual test of the first law of Flerf. Now, if you don't know what the first law of Flerf is, that is something that I identified myself a while ago. And that is that, I'll show you here, Flerf citations always contradict the Flerf claims. And there are no exceptions, of course. It's a law. If there were exceptions, it would not be a law. And specifically citations to non-Flerf sources, right? So if they're citing a Flerf source, then typically it's going to contradict them, or it might support them. But if it's to somewhere in outside of the Flerf realm, yes, that's specifically what. And again, this is a good treatment of how laws work. Laws have certain bounds that they work within. Ohm's law does not apply to high temperature metals. Resistance changes. Ohm's law does not apply to certain certain materials at low temperature. Resistance goes to zero. The laws of Flerf apply when first law, when the citation is to somewhere outside of the realm of Flerfs. Much of the time when it's inside the realm of Flerfs, it still contradicts them for more hilarity. So the really important thing when you are debating or Witsit is he'll make these claims and he'll make some citations. And we know what we're going to be examining him, but the very first thing is to say, send the citation right now. Pause the talking. Do not say anything else until you have, if you're going to cite something, you have an obligation to share it. You can't just cite something and say, no, I'm not going to send it to you. And you can't make a claim, cite something and then say, oh, I'll send it to you after I'm done talking about it. And then you're going to have to respond to it. I'm sorry, no. If you're presenting evidence, the evidence that you're presenting, that you're referencing, needs to be shared before you start talking about it. So if you're like, if anybody is watching, make sure or if you find yourself debating a flat earther, if they make a citation, if they reference something, say, send it right now, right? If you're in the middle of a debate or a discussion on it, you can't, it's clear, it's difficult in the heat of the moment to be able to actually review the entirety of the citation. But you definitely should be having it shared immediately. Immediately must be shared. So that's and stop, if it's a debate, stop the debates. I'm sorry, do not talk about your citation until after you've sent it. And even better, send it, then put it up on screen so that everybody can look at it. The question, of course, that we're wondering is, does it support you? Is this something that actually lines up with your claim? And so I have on my website just a page that is Witsit's citations. Now, he does often cite actual research papers, and his gullible followers think that it helps him. They're like, ooh, he uses real science. It must be good. Now, of course, his gullible followers don't read the citations. Witsit didn't read his own citations. And if they did, they would not understand it, because as soon as it runs into any math, they're gone. But they never read the entirety of it to find out that maybe does the conclusion support you? Well, of course it never does. So here is Witsit citations on my website. There's a few older ones, like let me go over. This isn't the specific one that I'm going to be talking about today, but is gravity incoherent magnetism? And it's a video from Good Times for All, who is a flat earther. And hilariously, this contradicts flat earth anyway. So it starts by quoting Ken Ken Wheeler. And so they're trying to fight against gravity. They're trying to claim that mass does not attract mass. That's the foundation of their claim. It must, because if mass attracts mass, then something the size of flat Earth would collapse into a sphere. So it starts by quoting Ken Wheeler, who does not disagree that mass attracts mass. It's not helping to begin with. Ken Wheeler also does not think that the Earth is flat. So you're off to a bad start. So when you cite Ken Wheeler, you're already applying the law of Flerf, the first law of Flerf. A video from Good Times for All being a Flurf, it doesn't necessarily apply, but it goes over a bunch of unsubstantiated claims about how electrostatics works and how magnetism works within molecules. And certainly there is the ability in a magnetic field for molecules to become polarized in a magnetic field, and they miss that part. And of course, the amount of polarization is directly proportional to the strength of that magnetic field. Now they don't claim that magnetism causes things to fall down. They claim it's incoherent magnetism, which is just a magical word put in front of magnetism. But in the video, they claim that all matter near other matter, just being near the other matter, becomes polarized because it's near other matter, and then they attract. The problem is that this means that all matter attracts all matter, which is the same as mass attracts mass. So the Earth would collapse into a sphere. It doesn't help you. It's a failure again. I'm going to skip this one for now. These two. All right. So here's what happened. What had happened was Witsit emailed Bryant Myers on Sunday. This is the email that Bryant received from Witsit. He says, "Hola, my friend. Hope you are doing well. I have finally tracked down these papers about thunderstorms affecting gravimeter readings and downward acceleration." This is good. You're going to love this. Thank you to Bryant Myers for this. Gravimeter readings and downward acceleration rates, but most of them are behind a firewall or a paywall or institutional access. I was wondering if you could get access to them, and if so, if you'd be so kindly to, if so kindly shoot me the PDF. 2 full stops, no capital. If so, I would be eternally grateful. Also, you should consider getting a Telegram account so we can stay in touch there much more efficiently. Telegram is awesome. I hate Telegram. Fast, immense storage, completely encrypted and uncensored. Anyway, here's some of the papers I've tracked down thus far. So Witsit is claiming that he tracked down these papers. Voigt, Indy, Schilling, 2014 Thunderstorm Effects on a Relative Gravimeter, Journal of Geodesy, Volume 88, Issue 8, pages 777 to 786, and then the DOI link. Imagine that, a DOI link. Now, I took these and I immediately did what anybody else would do. I clicked on the DOI link, and here it is on the web page. You can click on the DOI link yourself. The problem is that you're going to find a DOI not found. I'm like, oh, that's weird. So I'm like, well, maybe the article thunderstorm effects on a relative gravimeter is just not, it's somewhere else. He got the link wrong. So I Googled, in quotes, thunderstorm effects on a relative gravimeter. Now, anytime I've done that for a paper, where I take the actual name of the paper, I Google it, in quotes, I get the paper. Every time. I don't know if there's ever been a time where I did not find the paper, because journals want their stuff indexed in Google. So they work hard to make sure that their stuff can be indexed by Google, but I did not find it. But it says that it is in the Journal of Geodesy, Volume 88, page 8. It was published in 2014, and it's on page 777 to 786. Well, I can go to the Journal of Geodesy website, and I can pull up volume 88, issue 8, August 2014. That's correct. But page 777 is not the beginning of an article. It's in the middle of an article called Vertical Displacement Rates in the Upper Rhine-Graben Area Derived from Precise Leveling. And it's page 773 to 787. It is not pages 777 to 786, not even close. And it's not named Thunderstorm Effects on a Relative Gravimeter. And it's not by Voigt Indian Schilling. Well, how could that be? That's weird. Well, okay, maybe that's the outlier, maybe the rest of them. But let me remind you. Witsit said, and I quote, "I have finally tracked down these papers about thunderstorms." So Witsit tracked them down himself. So, all right, well, let's go to the next one here. The next one here in bold. Rothleiter, Jens Weiland, 2007, Effects of Rain on the Operation of Superconducting Gravimeters. Journal of Geodynamics, volume 44, issues 3 to 5, pages 111 to 121. No, there's no DOI link for that one provided. So I Googled effects of rain on operation of superconducting gravimeters. No results found. So I go to the Journal of Geodynamics, volume 44, issues 3 to 5, page 91 to 212. Now remember, this was pages 111 to 121. So pages 91 to 212 includes those. But the name of that article is Neotectonic Faulting and the Late Weisslein Shoreline Gradients in Southwest Norway. Nothing at all similar. By Stein... I'm not going to try it. I'm sorry. By different people. Not even similar names. Weird. Well, 2 of them. That didn't have a DOI link. Maybe he did something weird there. So we go to the third one. Rainfall effects on a relative gravimeter. Journal of Geodesy. DOI link. Not found. Search for the exact title. Not found. Go to the volume, issue, and page. Stochastic models of the Doris position time series estimates for IDS contribution to ITRF 2014. On those pages. Weird. Again, it's the same pattern. Nothing similar. Well, go to the next one. Effects of lightning on relative gravimeters in the Czech Republic. Journal of Geodynamics. With a DOI link. But this DOI link goes somewhere. It goes to lithospheric thickness recovery from horizontal and vertical land uplift rates. Nothing similar. I searched the title. Comes up empty. Go to the actual journal on that actual page. Simultaneous estimation of secular and episodic crustal motion via geodetic observation. Are you seeing a pattern? Did the same here. There's a DOI link. Doesn't match the name. I Google the name of that paper. No such paper exists. The journal on that that page of that volume and issue, different article. Another one here. The effects of lightning strikes on gravity measurements. Geophysical Journal. They're all the same. The one outlier is the final one here. I'll go to that. It doesn't help. But the final one is effects of lightning on absolute gravity measurements, Journal of Geophysical Research, with a DOI link. The DOI link goes to full waveform inversion of P waves for V sub S and Q sub P, whatever that is. Right? Nothing related. I Google the name of the paper. Doesn't exist. And here's the outlier. The DOI link actually matches the Journal of Geophysical Research, Solid Earth 94, volume 94, issue 11, which has the actual same, it's the right, for this one, the volume and issue and page number is actually matching the DOI, which does not match the actual thing. So I'm wondering, how did Witsit, who claimed that he found them, quote, I have finally tracked down these papers about thunderstorms affecting gravimeter readings and downward acceleration, but most are behind a paywall or institutional access. Now, I did not have any route around any paywalls. I just clicked on the DOI links and they came up empty. Clearly, Witsit could not have clicked on the DOI links and found that it was behind a paywall. They didn't exist. All right, fine. I have a key. All right, there you go, Turtle. He's so excited. Loves to be here. All right, thank you. Here's the kitty.
Right.
All right, thank you. So how is it that he could have this? Right? And the ones that do go to articles that don't have a no link found don't have the same name. So you wouldn't look at that, because you can at least see the name before you go into it and see that the name doesn't match. It's completely off topic. So Bryant emails him back and says, Bryant is like, is this you? Not sure what this is all about. This is on the bottom here. Did those links even match the titles? Those links don't even match the titles. Did Gleam give you those? Because this is way off in left field. Cut and paste links and compare the titles so you see what I'm talking about. They don't even match. Now remember, Witsit claimed he, quote, I have finally tracked down. Witsit claimed that he tracked them down. Witsit's response says, yeah, I think I had them all mixed up. It's a mess. Haha, no, Gleam did not give them to me, but check this paper out. Okay, and we'll check this paper out in a minute. So how is it? None of these, what do you mean he had them mixed up? A DOI link that doesn't work, another one that doesn't work, a DOI link that goes to something completely different. Let's find one here. Lithospheric thickness recovery from horizontal and vertical land uplift rates. What was this? Was this about this? Was this somehow a link that he got mixed up? No. Here's what I think. I think somebody trolled Witsit. That's what I think. And I think that Witsit did not do even the most basic investigation into whether or not he could get these things. None of them matched. Not a single one. 2 or 3 of them had DOI links that did not even work. The others were completely off topic, not even similar name, not similar titles, not similar authors. Some weren't even to the same journal. Somebody sent that to. That's my claim. So whoever is trolling Witsit, good job. Hilarious. I love it. You probably broke cover now. If it was you, send me a message. Thank you. Well done. Witsit looks the fool. All these papers, like all this thunderstorm changing gravity, he so desperately wants it to be the case. It is heart, in his dark, black, evil heart full of lies and deception, he wants it to be true. Cinecon wonders, was it for $5? Says, were they Chat GPT generated fake citations? I guess if somebody instructed Chat GPT to create some fake ones, that would make sense. But I don't know how they were constructed. Maybe somebody asked Chat GPT for some random titles on gravity and thunderstorms and asked for some random journal articles on some particular topic and matched them together. Could be. I have no idea, but it's hilarious. Whoever did it, because it wasn't, here's the thing. Witsit lied. Right here. He said, I have finally tracked down. He said, I have finally tracked down. And then when asked, they don't match. He says, haha, it's all mess. I got them all mixed up. How do you mix up a link to a DOI that doesn't even exist, or a link to something that, seriously, how do you have a citation to a journal article? Let's see right here. Geophysical Journal International, volume 135, pages 127 to 136. But when you actually go to that journal, on the pages claimed, it doesn't match, right? So volume 135, well, here it is, volume 135, issue 1, pages 113 to 128. You see, the page numbers don't match, right? It was claimed to be 126 to 136, or 127 to 136, but there was no actual article at those pages in that journal. The actual article overlapping the start was 113 to 128. It's a complete mismatch. This was manufactured right here. It had to be. There's no reason why these particular page numbers would be in there, because there's no article at those page numbers. So none of this makes sense. There is no existing paper called The Effects of Lightning Strikes on Gravity Measurements. Some of these people do exist and have written articles in those same journals. So maybe Gerlach and Boy have both written things, but did they together write something? Don't know. But certainly they did not write this, and certainly it wasn't in this volume, and certainly nothing on these pages. It's absolutely manufactured. So Witsit, when he said it's all a mess, I got them all mixed up, is lying. He did not mix them up. They were manufactured mixed up. I don't know how he got them. I can only conjecture, but my conjecture is that somebody sent them to him and he's lying about them being mixed up. There's a fake paper generator called SciGen, and you can put the names in it. Could be. But that's not, I got them all mixed up. Or I had them get all mixed up. It's a mess. He lied. He just lied. Clearly lied. He said, I finally tracked them down. They don't match. He said, I had them mixed up. They were not mixed up. So there it is. Witsit got trolled. Well done. Contact me if it was you. I won't leak if you don't want to be leaked, but well done. I just want to give you a pat on the back. Good job trolling him. You've been outed, and unless maybe he doesn't watch this, but I think he probably will now question you because it was such a mess. But all right, here we are. Back to Witsit citations. This one here, somebody sent me, was it Mandelbrot set? I think somebody sent me this one that Witsit has claimed. Oh, and actually here, this one here. So Witsit comes back with, turns out I might not be so crazy after all it appears. So this is this paper here, and it's an actual link to an actual paper, scirp.org, journal paper information, paper ID 118200. And that's this one right here. The link is on the page. You can click it. I will click on it. It is a recent article, and it is not behind a paywall. It's a bit out there, I'll say. What it is an attempt to merge quantum electrodynamics and gravity, the unified theory. There are many attempts at the unified theory, and any attempts at the unified theory between gravity and electromagnetism is going to include electromagnetism and gravity. It has to. You have to use the two of them together. But does this actually support what Witsit thinks it supports? No, of course not. So we show that electromagnetic quantum vacuum derives directly from Maxwell's theory. Electromagnetic quantum vacuum. So I don't know whether or not this paper actually is worth anything or not. Here's a little summary that's a little better abstract that's listed here. So I don't know. I'm not evaluating whether or not this particular paper is making any sense or not. Let me make sure it's the electromagnetic nature. No, that's a different one. Okay. Anyway, so that was the wrong link here that I clicked here. It is similar. And is it by the same? Yeah, it's by the same guy, Konstantin Mies. This is an earlier one from 2020, Quantum Vacuum, Gravitation, and Cosmology. That's why I have it on here, because there's some similar things, including gravitation and matter, antimatter, anti-gravity, which is an interesting thing that they claim in here. So the equivalence between Newton's gravitational law and Coulomb's electrostatic law results naturally in something that they're doing. And yes, they are very similar. It's an inverse square law. In addition, we show that the gravitational constant G is expressed explicitly through the electromagnetic quantum vacuum constants, putting in evidence that the electromagnetic nature of gravity, which is, look, if you're going to merge them, if you're going to have a unified theory, you will necessarily do that. But does that mean that mass does not attract mass? No, of course not. It does propose an interesting thing here. Dark energy and dark matter might originate from the electromagnetic quantum vacuum fluctuations. So they actually posit that let's see, there it is. This is pretty good. The cosmic acceleration may be due to both quantum vacuum fluctuation and matter-antimatter gravitational repelling. Of course, this does not claim that matter does not attract matter. This makes very specific positive claims that the law of gravitational attraction is well and good. So they do talk about electromagnetic push gravity as an antimatter thing. So they propose that antimatter has negative or the opposite signs of everything as real matter does. Therefore, they're proposing that gravity will be reversed between matter and antimatter. Does that make sense? I don't know. But it still supports matter attracting, because all matter that we interact with is not antimatter. It doesn't help. But they're actually proposing that the expansion of the universe, did you hear that right? The expansion of the universe, they are claiming, since the Big Bang, is from antimatter and matter repulsion. This is the fallacy of stolen concept, Austin. This paper completely supports gravity, completely supports the Earth being a globe, completely supports the universe being massive and expanding, and completely cannot make flat Earth work for you. It does not suggest that matter does not attract matter or mass does not attract mass. What it does suggest is a proposed mechanism for the underlying cause of mass attracting mass. It doesn't help you, Austin. It does not help you. And Thun's Law of Flerf, again, the first law of Flerf is confirmed. Witsit cited an article that confirms that gravity exists. Here's what I wrote, and here's my summary. This proposes an alternative underlying cause for gravity, however, still holds mass attracts mass with the same magnitude as gravity by any other cause. A flat Earth would still collapse into a globe. It also proposes that matter and antimatter would repel, quote, according to Newton's gravitational potential, unquote. Something not empirically tested, but certainly not in agreement with the flat Earth claim that gravity does not exist. So So Austin, once again, you have demolished yourself. It is a thing for you. While I'm at it, a few months ago, Austin was making claims about electrostatic gravity. He had a whole bunch of citations that we do know came from Gleam because he posted them in a YouTube comment thread. Here is the list of them. If you've not seen Bryant Meyer's video on it, DFE is his channel name. It is a fantastic video on it. I'll do this quickly. Similarly, I went over these a while ago. The paper, Gravity as a Second Order Relativistic Manifestation of Electrostatic Force. Again, it's just proposing a different mechanism for mass attracting mass. So this one is electrostatic gravity. Gravity is the most common force around us, is in the summary, the conclusion. Paper number 2, electrostatic gravity mechanism action based on dielectric. He saw dielectric and he pissed his pants. Dielectric properties of physical vacuum and physical meaning of gravitational potential. None of this is going to help you. It agrees that mass attracts mass, but also agrees that Earth is spherical with a specific radius and a specific mass. Doesn't help you, Austin. New gauge fixing of gravitational potential. Oh, look at all these formulas here. That looks a lot familiar, doesn't it? G equals gm over r squared. Oh no, that's the acceleration due to gravity. Oh no. Austin, you shot yourself in the foot. I didn't even comment on it. I just put that in. On the classical coupling between gravity and electromagnetism. Paper dedicated to calculating the effect of gravity on an electric field. This paper affirms mass-to-mass attraction and Einstein's theories of special and general relativity. They have measured, they stated that there is a distortion of the Coulomb field in a gravitational field. It doesn't help you, Austin. It doesn't help you. Here you go. Gravitation has a fourth order or electromagnetic effect. See, this one is a second order relativistic manifestation of the electrostatic force. And here's the fourth order, right? See, these are just different papers proposing different ways to unify gravity and electromagnetism. Unified theory. That's what these are attempting to do. These are all generally hypothetical papers without empirical backing yet. But it's interesting. No, Witsit will not show up. I think that he's doing a live stream right now reviewing the thrashing that PhD Tony delivered to him last Friday. At least that's what I saw. Anyway, this one here says it's another attempt to unify electromagnetic force and gravitational force. This affirms mass attracts mass, even if correct. This paper only offers an alternative source for mass-to-mass attraction in our reference frame. And quoting from the paper, we know that gravitation exists. That is, we observe its effects in the man and earth scales up to the galactic scales. Once again, your citation destroys you. Austin, your citations always contradict you. Last Friday was no exception. All of the papers that you sent to PhD Tony, to my knowledge, did not support you. PhD Tony has since mentioned a few things in the chats here that he had a chance then to review them. Strange that you would not send them live. You hesitated so much because you had to, because you didn't want anybody to look at them. You just want people to think that you're smart by referencing them without actually without people reading them, because they know that what will happen is what I just did. So this live stream, this video is dedicated to examining a collection of Witsit's citations. After he does another collection of them, I suppose another one will be due. PhD Tony, I do have a list. I think Mandelbrot said again, compile the list of the citations that Witsit shared on Friday. I can get them to you if you don't have them, and you could maybe do a review of his citations in a similar manner. I think you'd be much better suited than me to review them, because they tend to deal with seismology, something that you know a bit more than I do. Mock him live when done. I'm gonna wrap up probably before him. So All right, let me see. I got a couple super chats here. Pat the chat said, oh, this was from before, but he said flurfistry, a noun when a flurf incorrectly uses fallacies. Also see Witsitism. Fa of the Q-tube family says, are black holes jealous of Witsit? He is denser than they are. Cinecon asked if they were chat GPT generated fake citations. I don't know. Maybe they are. Earth is Life says, Witsit lie? Oh, no way. Just like that flat Earth seismologist he claims to know? And many Karen said, why are flurfs antimatter if it doesn't matter whether it's matter or antimatter? Very good. The Imaginator creator says, I wonder, does Witsit ever read the citation he shares? Every one of them disproves flat Earth. He probably, my guess is he probably just searches for stuff. Right? He looks at the title. He's like, oh, there could be something in the title. Then he goes to read it. He tries to find the part that supports his pre-selected conclusion. You know, 1 or 2 sentences is all he needs. And things like, well, the model says this, and it has an error of X%. Therefore, the model is wrong. So, Lael says, check shill in Discord. All right, I'll check shill in Discord. Yeah, in most of these papers he could not understand. They're topics that he doesn't have any background in, that uses math which he has said he can't do or doesn't do. So all right, checking hashtag shill from Lael. All right, using ChatGPT. Are there any papers on thunderstorms' effects on gravity? No significant effect on gravity. Thunderstorms result in atmospheric instability caused by differences in air temperature and pressure, which can produce lightning, thunder, and heavy precipitation. While thunderstorms can cause atmospheric disturbances that affect the behavior of the Earth's atmosphere and magnetic field, they are not known to have any significant impact on gravity. Very true. Now, I'll say this. In searching these things today, I did find some papers on the effects of lightning and gravimeters. You will be unsurprised to find out that they did not reverse the direction of gravity. They did not have a significant effect on gravity. And when averaged over time, they did not change the effect of gravity. All it did was increase the standard deviation of the error bars. That's all it did. So yes, there were some small fluctuations, very small. But since he's claiming that gravity is due to electrostatics, when there is a significant electrostatic discharge of some sort, there must be a massive change in gravity. But there is not. He says that the direction of gravity is due to electrostatics and that the Earth has an electrostatic field of 100 volts per meter. And that provides the direction. The problem is that Coulomb's law, Gauss's law for electrostatics, doesn't support him because it's dependent on charge. So if something is neutrally charged, it will have no impact. And if it's charged one direction, it will go one way in that field. And if it's charged the opposite polarity, it will go the opposite direction in that field. But that's not what we observe. You can take a balloon and rub it with, I don't remember, there's some material, I forget offhand, but some materials like rabbit fur they like to use to give it a charge one polarity, and they use a different material, silk maybe, to give it a charge the other polarity. That would cause a balloon to go dramatically up or down, opposite directions. But that's not what we observe. We observe very small effects due to the statical effect that a balloon can have. It can have a pretty good charge differential, but it doesn't go flying the other direction. So it doesn't match at all because polarity is important, and he doesn't understand that. Apparently flat earthers don't understand polarity at all. So, but also in the vicinity of large thunderstorms, not just when lightning strikes, but in the vicinity, the electrostatic field actually reverses. And if the electrostatic field reverses, then if that is the cause of the direction, then we would have to go up instead of down when it reverses direction. We don't. And then when you ask him about the magnitude, all he gives you is the kinematic equations. He says that's the cause. Well, that's not the cause. Kinematic equations is how you measure the downward acceleration, right? You know, at a certain time the object was here, and at a certain time the object was here. There was an acceleration between there. Well, we can use that to calculate the acceleration due to whatever caused it to go down between those 2 points. That doesn't tell us the cause. Bosno says you could have just stopped at flat earthers don't understand, and they don't. And people after the thing is, you see the Witsit clones. He goes and says some things in a debate, and then people are all around. Oh, well, electrostatics. Like, you don't understand electrostatics. Clearly, I mean, Witsit doesn't, and they're just parroting somebody that doesn't understand electrostatics. And then he starts talking about Einstein and relativity, and then they start saying, well, Einstein, blah, blah, relativity. Like, you're just parroting Witsit. He didn't understand the topic, and you're just parroting his misunderstanding of the topic. So, anyway, that is what I have. I don't want to make this any longer than necessary, so I am going to take it at that, and I'm going to wrap it up. If you have not seen my video on my Celestial Navigation Challenge on the Conspiracy Tunes channel, please go watch it. I would love it if that particular video really got a lot of traction, because I think it can really shut up the flat earthers. And like I said earlier, if I could make the flat earthers all go away tomorrow and then not have anything to talk about tomorrow, I would do it. Absolutely. I don't need them. Right? I'm employed. Witsit and the other flurfs, they like to claim that I need them. I don't. Actually, Witsit needs the other flat earthers, or he's unemployed. He has no income tomorrow if all the flat earthers went away. Same for Mark Sargent. Same for Karen B. Same for Eric Dubé. Same for Bob Nodell. Same for Nathan Oakley. Right? The list of flat earthers that must have other flat earthers in order to have some money tomorrow is quite sizable. To my knowledge, there's only one globe proponent that needs flat earthers to have money tomorrow, and that's Craig McNeil. But Craig's a smart guy. If they went away tomorrow, he would have something to do. Don't need this. I forgot Jaron in the list. So it's tough for Craig and tough for all of those flat earthers, because it does affect your livelihood. So you can't be quite so honest, can they? So he said, I run like 5 businesses, bro. To my knowledge, he ran, when he lived in Tennessee before he went on the street evangelism tour, he ran a car detailing business where he was the employee. Maybe he had some other employees. I don't know. But I kind of doubt that he still does that, because he's not back in Tennessee. And if you are on Discord, you can go look at a couple different Discord servers, and he's logged in all day. Not just logged in, like he's in the voice chat all day. All day he's in all that. Like every once in a while I go look, I'm like, who's, where are people? And you see, it's funny, there's different, they all group together, right? You go look at the 24/7 Discord server, Flat Earth Discord server, there's a whole bunch there, and the others are empty. And then I come back some other time and it's in the Flat Earth Awakening server, and they're all in there, and all the others are empty. And sometimes it's in Tartaria and all the others are empty. That's where Witsit is. Anyway. So they called it the World Clown Tour. They never left the USA. Yeah, he's in there all day, every day. So anyway, please do promote that particular video if you see a flat earther talking about anything. Look, it's simple. It's really simple. If the earth were flat, globe-based celestial navigation would fail. And they could do flat earth-based celestial navigation. They can't. It's been a year. There's been that money sitting there waiting for them. That is strong motivation to these people whose main income source is flat earth, and it's many of them are rather meager incomes. That would absolutely change their day, yet none have done it. The motivation is there, but it's not possible. That's why they've not done it. So send that to them. Send that to any flat earther, because they'll deflect. If you look at the one on TikTok, tons of deflecting. So Matthew Pip, thanks for evidence. Matthew Pip, my goodness, what a moron. But anyway, people, I do have next week a what should be a pretty interesting one, a debate with Marissa, who's been around for quite a while. So hopefully it won't be first day of Flerf camp like Matthew Pip had. And she purchased or was part of the purchase of a billboard that talked about flat earth, and she says she has a model. She actually says she has a model. So I'm looking forward to that. I want to see the model. I don't know if the model will be as good of a model as Chris Van Am. Certainly he was not a good model. So anyway, people, thank you very much. Be on the lookout for next week. We'll see you then.